Hey guys, how is it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this video. So we're going to continue on from yesterday. So this is going to be just for Capricorn this time. And it's going to be a Bones and Charms general reading for August 2024. All the readings that I do are timeless. So whenever you see this video, hopefully there's a message for you here. And if there's not, always check out your sun, moon, rising, and other areas in your chart. In your individual birth chart, that is. All right, so anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here for Capricorn without further ado, right? So I did want to do a quick little sound bell here for everyone and for myself. So if you feel guided, you can take a couple of deep breaths. It's good for me to check in with my guides as well before we start the reading, and it's also a way to cleanse the bones and charms from the previous readings energy. All right, so it will be loud for a few moments, so if you're sensitive to sound, you can turn it down if you need to. All right, but it won't be forever. Okay. So this is going to be for Capricorn for August 2024. Guys. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up for Capricorn. For all my sea goats out there, right? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Stop. Okay, good. It was like a last little quick sound bell there at the very end. All right, again, when I shake the bones and charms here in this bowl, it does get a little bit loud as well, so just bear with me while I do that, and if you need to, always feel free to turn the volume down if it's too loud for you. All right, guys, thank you for your patience. Okay, so spirits, guide my hands, please. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn for August 2024. What do we need to see? What do we need to know for their highest good? Messages for Capricorn. Messages for Capricorn. Earth sign Capricorn for August 2024. Capricorn. More. Lay down. All right. One of them was sticking up. All right. Capricorn. Spirits. Messages for Capricorn. For Earth sign Capricorn. For August 2024. For their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn for their highest good for August 2024. Messages for Capricorn. Messages for Capricorn for August for their highest good. Messages for Capricorn. Messages for Capricorn for their highest good for August. Messages for Capricorn. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the sea goat, for August 2024. For their highest good. Messages for Capricorn. 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 All right. So we got all the bones and charms, and they have fallen in different places on the mat here. So we'll be taking the camera down in a few moments, just so you guys can see things up close, better view for you. I'm going to flip over a couple of the bones and charms that I can, so when we do come closer, you can see what it is, but some of them are too close together, so I'm not going to flip most of them over right now. But as we go through the reading, I will be slightly flipping them over if I can. If you guys ever played that game Operation from back in the day, it's kind of like that. So it's kind of hard to do with without disturbing everything. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the rest because yeah, they're just too close to each other. All right, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just the way it is. Okay, but yeah, we have, you know, different sections here for the reading when I use this mat. Okay, so it's a good visual, some people like it. So we have a work and money section, then we have relationships and love, all types of relationships, platonic, romantic, and self-love. Then we have body and mental health, and then we have spiritual unconscious section. So we're also going to pull an oracle card for you that I'll pull now, but I won't talk about it until the very end. But I also want to see where Spirit wants me to start this reading for you guys. So I'll go ahead and just take a moment here and find out where they want to start. All right. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Where do you want the Capricorn reading to begin? Spirits, guide my hands, please. Yeah, they kind of want it like right here. This is where my hand was going in the beginning, but I wanted to double check that the other areas weren't feeling hot as well, because I usually feel the energy like through my hands, and it's almost like a magnet. It'll pull it down where they want me to stop. So anyway, I've already done a little bit of shuffling of these cards before I turned the camera on and joined you guys today. So anyway, let's see here real quickly. Spirits, messages, one card only, please. Spirits, additional messages for Capricorn for August 2024. All right. So we will save that for the end there. I'm going to take a picture and then we'll go ahead and get started. So I do upload the picture after the live is done. For some people, if they want to look at it again later, more in that like kind of zoomed out view. But all right, anyway guys, let me grab the camera here and then we'll get started. Okay. Cool, let's see. And usually once I stop moving the camera, it will focus again. Ow, as I just stubbed my knee right there, trying to get under the table properly. All right, so come on camera, do your thing. Sometimes if I put my hand out or if I go in real close and then starting to kind of focus. Come on camera, you can do it. Go real close. And slowly pull all the way out. All right, well, I guess they want us to start zoomed in, which is fine because I was going to go to this area anyway. But I just wanted to say like that the things that fall outside of the black mat that are still in those different sections, it can be energy from the past, okay? So we'll go over that a little bit later, but since the camera just really wants to zoom in, that's what we're going to do anyway, so that's fine. All right, so the first section here, Capricorn, we have the spiritual unconscious, okay? And my hand was really drawn to where we see this alligator claw here. And then we have the spider web. We have also the turkey wishbone touching these things as well. We have one of the animal claws here. And we've got the skeleton hand, okay? So let's take one thing at a time, right? But basically, I felt drawn to this area, and it makes sense too, Capricorn, because if I just flip this over so you guys can see it, right? This is one of the skulls in the reading, okay? So it doesn't always start where the skull is, and I have two in my kit here, but it can tell us where someone's mind is at or where their mind will be at, you know, coming up in the future. So that's really cool and interesting, right? Because it was like starting here, and then to see the skull not that far away really kind of made sense, okay? But let's start here. So basically, you know, what I can see here, Capricorn, is we have the alligator claw, which can talk about, you know, striving for abundance. Sometimes if it fell, you know, let's say in the money and work section, it could be more for gambling or good luck, or again, striving, but it is the hand, right? So it's reaching out and striving for something here. So it's really cool to see here too, Capricorn, that it's reaching out and touching actually the skeleton hand. So it's like striving for some type of spiritual unconscious abundance, and really tapping in here beautifully, Capricorn, because this symbol over here, this silver charm with the skeleton hand, is my symbol for passed on loved ones, friends, family, spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, etc., all those things. So that makes kind of sense that it would fall, you know, in particular in the spiritual unconscious section here. But it's like also your ancestors, spirit guides, passed on loved ones, really wanting to help bring in whatever you wish for in terms of your spiritual unconscious, what you deeply wish for in your gut when you're sleeping, deep down in those other parts of yourself that you may not even really be fully conscious of, right? Because that's why it's called unconscious. Now, this could have something to do with a Pisces or even Pisces season. If it's not that, or where you have Pisces in your chart, or the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, whatever you come to this reading for, it could just be the characteristics of Pisces, right? So going with that Pluto energy into the underworld, going with the flow, literally like not going against the tide, right? If you were a fish, you're going to flow with the stream here, okay? And so I feel like this could be something that you or someone else has been thinking a lot about, or will be thinking a lot about during the month of August, because we also have one of the human teeth bones here, and it's like supporting the turkey wishbone, okay? So that's really cool. Now you do have, and I'm going to turn it over a little bit here if I can. This is your buckeye, okay? And that was, well, now it's not going to lean against it, of course, the way it was, but just so you can see it. Buckeye is also abundance and manifesting the things that you are wishing for and striving for. And it's really cool. There's your other skull. I didn't see it at first here, Capricorn, but they're both, okay, in my kit, both in the spiritual unconscious. So it could be like that you're thinking, like very deep thinking here, even if it's, you know, on a deeper level that you're not fully aware of. You could be having more intense dreams during the month of August for some of you guys, but again, it is a general reading. And you could also be thinking about, you know, something to do with maybe your own leadership qualities, or working with someone else that has you know, that is in a higher level than you are with the crown here. It could also just be working on your confidence, or someone else is working on their confidence here with the crown. But I like it, the placement there, because it's like so close, right? It's like, okay, the crown's here at the bottom of the chin on the other side of the skull here, but it could just easily like move and actually, you know, be on the top of the skull, right? So again, feels like there is a lot of, what's the way to say it? I guess spiritual vibrations going throughout, not just this section that we're in, but like all of the sections throughout the month. Because here with the spider and the spider web, it is about vibration. So if something is caught in the web, right? Because the web is so delicate, the environment is so delicate, it's felt in other areas, okay? They're all kind of connected. And if we pull back here, whatever falls in the center here, Capricorn, between all the different sections can affect all the areas that we're talking about, okay? So here you've got another one of the human teeth bones here. You've got the lock, okay, which is stagnant energy, and then you have the broom. So it's like you've been thinking a lot about clearing away some stagnant energy here. And maybe it starts in the spiritual unconscious, and then it also goes into the body and mental health area, which is over here. So again, if we like pull all the way back, the majority of your bones and charms this month, Capricorn, are all, you know, in the spiritual unconscious and in the body and mental health, okay? So really interesting, okay? Now, we do have, you know, your ruler here, Capricorn. Saturn is still in retrograde. I feel like it's till, and let me turn that down. Saturn's in retrograde. Is it till December? Let me look that up real quickly. So basically with that happening, right, if we're on track with, let's say, our intuition, if we're on track with, you know, not necessarily like being a good person, because that can sound, you know, kind of corny, but it's, oh, hold on. The internet just went to the wrong thing here. Took my thought away. Go back. Okay, so it's till November. June 29th to November 15th is the Saturn retrograde. Okay, so I said December, but it's November. Kind of close. But anyway, it does, you know, talk about how in this time that Saturn is retrograde in the sign of Pisces. So remember how we said Pisces was over here. So that could be of significance here for you, Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. But what I was saying was that if we're not in touch with our intuition or taking time for like self-reflection, then the Saturn retrograde can be harder, okay, for people in particular. But because it's your ruler, I feel like it's, you know, a more kind of favorable, like astrological place, or not placement, astrological event, if you want to call it, for you, okay? So I just wanted to say that. Now to go back this way here, Capricorn, we do have the dragonfly here as well. And we've got the little frog. I don't want to flip him over because he's like holding up the cloud here with his one leg. It's so funny. I don't know if I can turn it that way, if you can see once it focuses. But yeah, the frog is kind of flipped over. It doesn't matter if he's flipped over, right? But I don't want to flip him over because then the cloud will fall. And if I look this way with the camera, it's really cool here, Capricorn, because the frog is holding up the cloud, and in the cloud is, you know, hanging on the snake vertebrae here. All right. And all of these things are kind of right on the line between these two sections. So it's like there could be some type of spiritual or unconscious leap of faith that, you know, your spirit team wants you to make or is supporting you to make, to help clear away any confusion you have around your support system, okay? That could be friends, family, romantic partner, etc., whatever your support system is. And it could also have something to do with your actual back, but it doesn't have to be. And I say that, Capricorn, because it's right on the line, okay, between body and mental health. And Capricorn, you do rule like the joints and the body and your muscular, I can't even say it, muscular system, okay? So for a small view, it could be like a double meaning there, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be more of that metaphor of like this leap of faith, you know, if there was some confusion about who really had your back here, and who was really of like substance with the corn on the other side, who was really like a more, more supportive system for you, because you can have like the light friends and then you can have the deeper friends, right? So that's kind of like an example I would just say there, but it doesn't have to necessarily be about friends. But I feel like when this energy is like cleared away with this leap of faith, we also have a lot of beautiful spiritual unconscious ideas coming in here, Capricorn, because we can see the lightning bolt is underneath it. And these new ideas in terms of our spiritual unconscious, they have a lot of details that need to be looked over, or are going to be looked over here with the strawberry. Now these strawberries could have something to do with emotional details, with the cup like hovering right over it. So, you know, again, that would make sense when we're talking about the unconscious or spiritual nature. Then we feel, you know, perhaps the emotions more deeper than we would at other times, that kind of thing. So that kind of makes sense that they would be like together like that. Let's see here, Capricorn. So I'm trying to see exactly where the line is too, the dotted line underneath. So here we have your first raccoon penis bone here. So this is masculine energy, and part of it is in the spiritual subconscious. So there could be this masculine energy that is helping you take more bolder steps, or take that leap of faith with things that you unconsciously want or spiritually want, that maybe not everybody knows or doesn't have to know, right? It's just not everybody's business. But it could have something to do with like finding where you feel spiritually at home, unconsciously at home here, Capricorn, with the chair as well. Now there is like a need. We see the snake rib bone here. There's a need to breathe. Okay, so a little bit is in the spiritual unconscious, and majority of it's over there. But the little bit that I see here, along with the bat, it's like a needing to breathe around teamwork, or around good luck or communication within a team. It could be just be your spiritual team, right? Also, again, with the ship right being here on the line as well, like you could have more intense spiritual dreams, unconscious dreams during the month of August, or it could be astral travel itself, or like lucid dreaming. If it's not that, it could just be like representative of those healing waters, being around water, and how that makes you feel more spiritual or more connected to your unconscious. Now I do see the Sagittarius symbol here, so it could have something to do with a Sagittarius, or during Sagittarius season, or where you may have Sagittarius in your chart, or it has nothing to do with the zodiac stuff, but it's just like what your goals are and your targets are that you want to hit in terms of your spiritual unconscious goals. With the turtle here is saying to kind of go slow. There's a need to go slow, and again, surrender to these healing waters. Surrender to the Pisces energy that we had back here with the twin fish, of going with the flow, not going against the tide. But I love that the hummingbird here, hopefully you guys can see if I get a little closer, is right underneath the turtle. So it's like doing the things that you are naturally good at here at Capricorn, that you're spiritually makes sense to you, like in the most natural way possible. Also, what feels excuse me, let me get some water. Okay, hold on. I've been like sneezing all day, guys. Sorry. I'm not doing any incense today because I can't take it. But anyway, it's not about me. Doing what feels naturally, like in your subconscious, your unconscious here. And I feel like that you've been thinking about that a lot, or someone else has. Multiple people, general environment situation with the other human teeth bone here. And there's like, you're aware, or someone's aware, the energy's aware that there needs to be some flexibility here with the dog ankle bone touching the other end of this human teeth bone here. So I like that, right? And if we pull like further out, again, finding our dotted line, right, what's in this section. So it kind of goes from here and then out that way. So we have, half of the cat eye here and more past energy. Remember I said things that fall outside of the black mat is still within those sections, but it's more past energy. So it's like you had good luck, okay, in these spiritual unconscious area in the past, whatever the past is for you, but it's also coming into the current or future present energies. But there might have been something that maybe you weren't seeing clearly with the cat eye present here, and maybe that's why that if we go from the cat eye, and remember you have half of it in this section, and then you've got half of the dog ankle bone. So if there wasn't something, if there was or wasn't something that you were seeing clearly, then that flexibility was like definitely needed, okay? Because we did have that question mark over here. I don't think I talked about that yet. The question mark is on top of the bat, okay? And it's underneath that snake rib bone as well. So if there were questions about something that you weren't seeing clearly, or someone else wasn't, multiple people, general environment situation, there's like a need to take a breath and just add more flexibility here, maybe even more of a team working energy or communication, working on communication with the bat, okay? Because there is, like on the other side here, Capricorn, more in your body and mental health, you've got the lizard. So there's healing, okay, but the lizard is still on top of the snake vertebrae, which is touching this, which is touching that. So when they do that, they do affect the things that they are touching. So it's like there's healing on the other side, and this healing could be a big part of your spiritual unconscious puzzle, so to speak, with the puzzle piece here, okay? Now I want to kind of go back down this way, and then kind of go over again that way, but let's pull all the way back out again. Hopefully it'll focus in just a second here, guys. I'll be patient with the camera. No? Alright, maybe they just want it zoomed in. Okay, so that's fine. I was going to get closer. Anyway, but here we see the water charm, okay? And it's not far from the Pisces symbol that we talked about earlier. We also have the sun, okay, that's right on the line, and then we have the angel coin. So there could have been more like heavy emotions in the recent past, or still kind of like lingering around here, Capricorn, but I don't feel like they're necessarily negative emotions, right? And what's negative and positive is different for everybody, but with the sun being here and then your angel coin being half in this section, it's like your spiritual team again, or your unconscious energy, really like has your best interests at heart or in mind, okay? And they're helping again for you to clear any stagnant energy. And when you do that, and look, there's Saturn, there's a ruler. We were talking about Saturn earlier. When you do that, Capricorn, or someone else has multiple people, general environment situation, there's more balance that comes in. We have the balance scales, Libra energy here. Equal give and take, right? Humanitarian efforts. It could have something to do with the court system, but not necessarily, okay? Because again, we're talking about spiritual unconscious, and it could just be more of the metaphor here, but it's something that, you know, maybe you've longed for a long time with the seashell here, but there could just be some type of knowledge that comes in here with the book charm, that right here, this is the book charm. It's kind of hard to see because it's upside down, but that's all right. It is this knowledge that comes in, it brings more balance, okay? So it can be half like a spiritual knowledge and half like body mental health, because again, it's on the line between the two, okay? But this knowledge could also have something to do with your support system again, and finding more deeper knowledge or more deeper support, not just like surface level support system with your spiritual unconscious. Or maybe it's like, okay, if you're talking about spiritual unconscious, okay, it could be a teacher or mentor, a guide, a guru, whatever, or friend, etc. And then if we're talking about body and mental, which we're about to go into, it could also be like a trainer, a nutritionist, a doctor, whatever it is, okay? Now there is, you know, some beautiful feminine energy on the other side of that. So it could be a more like softer kind of receiving energy that's also assisting this area here, Capricorn. All right. But before we get into all of this, I do want to kind of go back out over here, since we're now in the body and mental health section, and see what we got. Okay. So, excuse me, guys, my allergies. We said that the cat's eye is half on the line between the two sections, but the yes coin is all the way only in body and mental section. And this is again past energy. So if we weren't seeing something clearly in terms of our body and mental health here in the past, Capricorn, it's like that yes to whatever we weren't seeing clearly, maybe, still made us feel safe in some way in our body or our mental health with the safety pin here. But again, the need for that to be balanced out with the dog ankle bone, right? So our bones support us, but they also have to move with us. So think of, in particular, your foot or a dog's foot, right? It's got to move maybe more than the other bones. So it's like adding in this flexibility here, again, is going to bring in more healing and more, not necessarily money, because we're not in the money section, but something of value in terms of our physical health and our mental health. Now, over here, too, Capricorn, it's kind of hard to see because it's black on black, but this is my coffin charm, okay? So it's another symbol, just like the skeleton hand, that represents passed on loved ones, friends, ancestors, spirit guides, all the things, energy beyond the veil, that wants to help support with this healing and help support like finding something of value around, like letting, again, the questions go, letting the cloudy stuff go in the past, and manifesting something more an aggressive 3D approach, okay, with your second raccoon penis bone here in terms of your health, okay? So we all have masculine and feminine, right? But the masculine energy in terms of your body and mental health could be just, being more proactive in those areas in like the 3D physical world here. And when you do that, or when someone else does, multiple people, general environment situation, Capricorn, it does also have this ripple effect with the honeybee here laying on top of the mermaid, and then we have the listening bells. So it's like working on our, our individual power, our individuality, and listening to that, okay, in terms of like how we want to take maybe these aggressive, or not even aggressive, maybe that's not the right word. If it does, that word doesn't resonate, insert another word there for you, but taking a more proactive approach with our health. Maybe you hear something, or someone else hears something, and then you're like, oh, okay, I like that, and I want to try to do that too, or that makes sense, or it's a confirmation for you. But you also have with the baby here, this could have something to do with actual children, your children, someone else's, in the 3D physical world. And if it's not that, it could be your inner child. It could just be like childlike energy. But it feels really nice because right underneath the baby's head is, we can see part of the horseshoe and the ladybug inside of it. So another good luck symbol. So here it's like this good luck around whatever this childlike energy is. And we also have the witch charm on the other side. So this could represent friends or a friendly type of childlike energy, that it's like some type of even realization or confirmation, again with the listening bells there. And it wants to, bring you more prosperity in terms of your good health. And then it's like the fish, we go from the witch to the fish to the lion, Leo, and then to Cupid that's flipped upside down underneath it. So I just want to flip it here, so you can see here, Capricorn. It's like this could have something to do with an actual Leo during Leo season, or Leo in your chart, or just as that represents strength, strength, courage, and passion, right? And it's like the love that's in your life, not just romantic love, but platonic love and self love, is really, helping these areas. And that makes sense, right? If you want to take care of your body and your mental health, then that would definitely be self love. Or if it's you helping someone else with their body and mental health, then that's also a different type of love, okay? But either way, it's love, all right? Excuse me. Now we also have the peace doves here. Okay, so just flipped it over. So this is really beautiful, peaceful energy. Again, it's like childlike and peaceful and friendly, and loving. Okay, so I like all of those things here for you, Capricorn. Trying to flip this over. Anyway, you can see that it's a star, right? So this is like following our North Star or following our happiness. And then we have the symbol, my symbol for you, Capricorn, or Capricorn energy, depending on where you have Capricorn in your chart, of course. But that is like this beautiful, hardworking energy, earth slowing down energy. Like, where are we putting our effort, and how much effort are we putting into our health, that can bring us even more happiness in other areas of our life, of course. If we don't have a strong body or mind, then we can't necessarily accomplish all the things that we want to do at our best of our ability. Over here with the wish charm, being almost off of the black mat, it just seems like that's something that you have been wishing for, or someone else has, for a long time. And it also feels like here, Capricorn, that there is going to be some answers that are coming in for you. Remember, you had your question mark over here right on the line. Well, here there are answers coming in for you regarding any health issues, whether they're physical or mental, or just if you're on the right path, even if there's no issues, But this is something about this transformation, that's going to lead to more freedom in those areas as well, with the butterfly here. Now with the fork, and this is the seahorse on top of the freedom cuffs. Sorry, it's whatever, it's right there. Doesn't have to be exactly where it was. This here, Capricorn, it really feels like part of this transformation could have something to do with family, or having the freedom away from family to focus on these areas. Or maybe you're working with family, and family doesn't have to just be blood family, right? It could be your tribe, whatever it is. This could also have something to do with being a parent or working with parents in some way. But the family energy is weirdly also, not weirdly, but well, I don't know. Family can be difficult for people sometimes, right? So this family, though, is like supporting this transformation. And because maybe you or someone else starts to ask questions about, what am I digesting in my physical body, right, with the fork, but also what am I digesting mentally? And since this all fell on the mental side of the word, it feels more mental here. So what am I digesting mentally, and how is that going to support my transformation, or how is that going to ultimately like give me more answers? Okay. Hold on a second, guys. I just realized that this whole time I did not check the sound as we're like halfway through the reading. So, or maybe I can't remember if I checked the sound. I'm going to check it again. Something's telling me to check the sound. Okay, so sound is good. I'm just crazy and being paranoid because Mercury retrograde's already here, guys. It's on its way in a few days. Okay, so let's go back this way because we still have all of this stuff here we still need to kind of talk about. Let's get closer. So we talked a little bit about the listening bells here, and the mermaid, and the bee, and the feminine energy. But what we didn't talk about was we also have the yin yang symbol here. We've got the ship anchor, we've got the scissors, we've got the leaf, we have Pegasus, and we have the 4-leaf clover underneath the scissors here, Capricorn. So there's like definitely a need to find balance about where we feel safe, and where we feel freedom. Again, the freedom cuffs over here, um, in terms of our body and mental health, and like what needs to be cleared away that maybe is no longer working. Okay, so two symbols for clearing: the leaf and the scissors. If we move the leaf, okay, that's the head of the little figure that's part of the mat. Okay, that's like a meditated figure. So remember how we just said that all this stuff over here was happening more in the mental area? It's like, yeah, maybe there's a lot of stuff here, like mental health wise, that someone needs to be aware of or needs to clear stuff away. Because I feel like when you do that, or when someone else does that here at Capricorn, it's going to bring even more good luck, okay, and bring even more sense of freedom here with Pegasus and the four-leaf clover. And then if we look over here, oops, I forgot I'm not always looking at the camera. I'm like, can they see what I see? Yes, so over here, Pegasus goes then to the other honeybee, okay? So that's interesting. Wait, where was the first honeybee? Here, okay, yeah. So the both of the honeybees this time, in this reading, Capricorn, are both in your body and mental health area. So really working on your individual power, what you can change within your health for better, or working with others like a doctor, a trainer, nutritionist, whatever it is, friends, blah blah blah, family, blah, all the things, to kind of bring in more of this like masculine energy, perhaps, that, and it's like masculine symbol is underneath the bee. Then we have nutmeg here. We've got one of other seashells. So let's just flip it over so you can see. It's masculine energy on this side, and then feminine energy on this side. So going back to yin and yang, balancing the two within ourselves and like as a whole team, okay? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like as a stereotype, and it's gonna be different for everybody here at Capricorn, but the masculine energy that we saw over here with the baby, that could be more physical body stuff. And then maybe because there's already a lot on the mind and the mental health stuff, it's like maybe that feminine energy needs to be more softer with the mind. Or maybe it's vice versa, right? Because since it is a general reading meant for multiple people, you'll know what's the best for you. But we also have Saturn, your ruler here, that's like helping you get even more serious about these areas in your life if you weren't already, or like just getting more organized with it, okay? Just clearing away any stagnant energy, so you can have those things work the best for you, okay? So now we're going to move into relationships and love, since some of the stuff was on the line here and we're already here, okay? So the first thing we see is the nutmeg here is also touching the bicycle, which is touching one of the animal claws here. And then we also see the apple. Okay, so Capricorn, it looks like, you know, there could be a lot of abundance in your relationships, romantic, platonic, self-love, a lot of movement in those areas with the bicycle. It could be you're actually traveling a lot during the month of August. It doesn't have to be physical travel. It could just be like there's a lot of changes within different relationships for you. It could also be that there's a lot of movement, and then like you or someone else could be wanting this with you, but it's like the apple is the symbol for teacher, mentor, guide. It's kind of similar but different than the crown charm, because it's like leadership qualities, right? So it could be that because there's all these movement in these different relationships, that it helps you step into some type of leadership role, or it could be both things. You could be more of a leader in with some people, helping them in different areas in their life, and it could also be that you're working with someone else to kind of help you. But I do feel like the only real thing that I'm seeing here, if we pull all the way back, Capricorn, is there's not a whole lot in the relationships and love section, right? Because everything else was in the other areas or more messages coming through there. But there could have been some challenging memories about something that really maybe is still needed to be healed in the heart chakra, because the elephant is a symbol for memories, and then the mountain charm is symbol for challenges. So it's like maybe emotional memories that affect the heart chakra a little bit here, but it's not like super pressing, because again, there's other areas that have more charms and bones. But I do feel like the more that we have this masculine energy with the raccoon penis bone here, the second one, then leading into this other seashell feminine energy, it could be that a masculine energy here needs a feminine to listen, okay? And what is a feminine? I just mean nothing to do with gender, but something of feminine energy. Or it's the other way around, or it's both, to have a balance, right? So it could also be that this feminine energy needs a masculine to listen, okay? But it really feels like it's more of an explanation, right? So if there's movement, there's blessings in your relationships and love, all different types of relationships. But if there is any challenging old memories, it could just be like you explaining to someone or someone explaining to you, multiple general environment situation, like, hey, that's because of this way I was raised, or this other relationship that I had, or blah 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 blah, right? So it's like being open to having all this movement with the bicycle, and being open to learning new things with the apple. It's like working through those challenging memories, okay? And I really see over here with the coyote claw that you've already kind of started to do that already, maybe even in July, or like, what is time, right? It's fluid and relative, so it could have been further back than July. So I see a lot of like really good stuff here, and it just, the energy feels a lot easier, okay? So very nice. All right, let's pull back again here a little bit and see what we have left for you, Capricorn, in the last section. So here we're about to get into the work and money section, okay? And again, stuff that falls out in past the black mat can be energy from the recent past, the further back past, whatever the past is for you or them. But we definitely have a little bit of like irresponsibility energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, Capricorn. It could be someone else, etc. But it feels like more past energy, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, because again, you don't like, your work and money section is the one that has the least amount of bones and charms. So it doesn't mean that you don't still have to work hard, or there aren't things that come up, but it's like that's not the focus this time for this reading here, Capricorn, okay? So, first other thing that I see here is the rope symbol, okay? And this represents time, and it was very close, or if not right on top of the word money, okay? And then you have two masculine energies. So this is the coyote penis bone and the raccoon penis bone here. So it's double masculine energy, really helping you or someone else, multiple general environment situation, continue to manifest good work opportunities or money opportunities. Or if you don't work anymore and you don't necessarily have to worry about money, then it could be manifesting something of value to yourself, right? Since everyone is in a different time in their life and all the things, it's a general reading. But this is like beautiful too, Capricorn, because the angels are blessing this, okay? And they are like, we've got you. And you also have part of the sun here, so there's happiness perhaps with the work, or in work, or with money, or the finances are being valued in some way. So it may not be like all the happiness, right? But it is like, okay, some of the sun is over here, which I like for you. But yeah, it just feels like maybe this area in particular is, it's like, I don't know, when I see the rope here, Capricorn, it feels like give it time, and in time, like things may even bring in more abundance for you, more money, more work opportunities, more something of value. But it doesn't feel like there's too many challenges per se. It just is like your angels have got this covered, and then those other areas that we talked about, more with the spiritual unconscious and the body and mental health, are needing more of a focus on at this time. Okay. All right, so let's see what else here, Capricorn. This is your little oracle card for this time. And this is a new deck I got. I thought it was really fitting. It's the Between the Worlds Shadow Casting with Bone and Curio Oracle cards. Okay, so you got the antique coin, and I want to make sure, because when it came out, I just put it like that, but I want to make sure that they want it in the reverse position. I think they do. Let me just double check and ask. Spirits, do you want the antique coin for Capricorn in the reverse position? Yeah, okay, they do. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this little message has to say. I'm not going to read everything, of course, but I'll try to hit the main points. And then I'll take pictures of all the other stuff that I don't read, and I'll put it on my Facebook page if you want to get more deep into it anytime. And I'm almost at the page, doing it with one hand. Okay. So it says the antique coin talks about legacy and loss. And this is an ancient Greek coin known as a I can't remember how to say this. Decrim. Okay, we'll go with that, hoping that's right. Depicting the Athenian owl. Athena is the wise and warlike patron goddess of Athens. It's believed that the American president Theodore Roosevelt carried this for good luck. Okay, interesting. I did not know that. So I just want to turn it over for a second so you can see the owl there. It's pretty cool. Okay, but let's put it back the way it was and see. I just dropped the page. Oh man, come back. There we go. What else it has to say. Okay, so that just gave us like a little bit of history of that, but let's see. So it says legacy comes in many forms and encapsulates the physical as well as spiritual, emotional, and psychological aspects of what has been left to us. Okay, interesting. Yes, that does talk about legacy. And so when it shows up here in the reverse position here, Capricorn, it says, you have not received what you expected, and you may feel upset or rejected or perhaps even punished. You may think that you have suffered a financial loss or didn't receive an unexpected loan or raise, so you are being asked to view this situation a bit differently. Remember that your perspective about this will transform a loss into a win while retaining the objective truth. Others may not have left you a legacy because they did not receive one themselves and don't understand how to pass along familiar or family wealth or traditional stories. A disruption in your family tree due to war, immigration, colonization may be why there is a gap. However, when you dig deeply, you will find exactly what you need to pass along to the next generation. Wow, that's really interesting and deep. Okay, Capricorn. The little reflection note says, how do you define legacy? These are questions you can focus on later if you want. What legacy will you leave when you pass on yourself? What physical items have family or friends who have passed on left you? What spiritual gifts have been given to you? What emotional legacy have others left for you? What family members are known to you and which ones are unknown? Interesting. How important is money, and how much are you relying on money and goods left to you by your parents or family? Okay, so definitely some stuff to think about. I think that that's interesting here too, Capricorn, because I did put it, on the work and money section. So definitely something to think about. It will be different for everybody. But again, I want to take, oh, come on, camera. Come back. You want us to zoom in again? All right, there we go. If I go slowly back out, maybe it'll stay. Like I said, I'm going to take a picture of the rest of what's in the book because it's usually like 3 or 4 pages. But that was like the main gist of it as far as your oracle card. So thank you guys so much as always for your likes, your views, your shares, and your subscriptions. And when you're here on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook or later Instagram or TikTok, they all are great free ways to help support the channel, since I'm doing these readings for free if you feel guided and want to share it with anyone. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this time period, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then I will be back with Aquarius and Pisces. All right, guys, so I'll see you in a little bit. All right, bye. Trying to do it with one hand.